Black Clover is a world built around magic. You're born with a set amount that basically determines your whole life going forward. Asta is special because he still plans on becoming the strongest mage, known as the Wizard King, despite having zero magic. Because he's born without any, this makes him the only person in the world able to wield anti-magic. For the sake of this video, Asta gets his power through 4 different swords. There is a lot more to it, but I don't want to spoil too much in case anyone watching hasn't seen it yet. Uh, you really should go watch it. Because he starts out with only one of the swords, you kind of get to see him progress throughout the story as he obtains the other 3. Well, hopefully you clicked onto this video to see which of these 4 swords you'd prefer as a pendant, so I'm not going to bore you with a 20-minute video each of me designing each of the swords. Instead, I'm just going to give you a little bit of backstory and show you the final model. Now, you might be wondering how long it took me to design all 4 of these. 5 seconds. Well, for you. Asta gets the Demon Slayer in his first real battle, which was against the chain magic user Red Cheese Sala. I needed to keep the sword recognizable, so I focused heavily on keeping that wide blade and oversized grip. So this is what I ended up with. By keeping the blade super wide and the handle oversized, I believe I kept the heavy, brutal feel of the sword. But you can let me know how you feel about it down in the comments. I just realized something. We are like not even 2 minutes into this video, and I've already finished one of the swords. Which is kind of funny because these took significantly longer than 2 minutes. But I guess that's kind of the weird thing about making stuff is like you spend hours figuring out tiny details and then you actually explain it, and it's just like, I made a sword from an anime. Whatever. Um, Moving on to the Demon Dweller Sword. The second sword Asta gets is the Demon Dweller Sword. He finds it during the dungeon exploration arc when he and Yuno discover the dungeon and come across Mars from the Diamond Kingdom. Like the Demon Slayer Sword, it can cut through magic using anti-magic, but its unique ability is that it can absorb magic and release it back out. Looking at the design, the biggest thing that stands out is how much cleaner it is compared to the Demon Slayer Sword. The blade is more defined, the shape is more controlled, and the guard has a lot more detail. So when I designed this one, I wanted to make sure to keep those features that make it recognizable, especially the blade shape and the guard, while making sure it still fit with the Demon Slayer pendant as part of the same set. So now on to my favorite of the design. So if I was voting in the comments, I'd be saying this next one, but the Demon Destroyer. This sword basically appears in his hand as he's fighting Licht and the reincarnated elves with Yuno. The thing about translating anything from 2D to 3D is you're not just outlining the shape of the object, but you're also adding a third dimension to it. Not only that, but I'm also adding an extra obstacle of shrinking it down. So I have to make sure that all the prominent features are still visible, even when it's just a small little pendant. Again, this one's going to be my personal favorite of the 4, but let me know what you guys think and how accurate I got it. If there's anything I could have done better. Yeah. We only get to see the demon slasher one time in the anime during Asta's fight with Dante. Yami tosses his traditional Japanese katana to Asta, and Asta infuses it with anti-magic, which turns it into his demon slasher. Now, I'll be honest, I think this one is probably the least recognizable of all of them. To me, it kind of just looks like a normal katana. This is the exact type of project I'd like this channel to become, where I can turn any game, art, anime, history, anything like that into jewelry. If you have any interesting topics you'd like to see a video on, please leave it down below and subscribe for more. Thank you so much for watching.